Hello. So I've been watching this other YouTuber again. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know what he probably would want me to, but whatever. I'll just do my own thing. I made it through about half of the video, but the reason I stopped is just was like there's a lot to think about. He he kind of has like the same message, like it's all rooted in the same thing, so it's hard to say like each video is like indispensably different from each other. But the message is really good and really strong. Like it's pretty obvious. Like you can get the gist of it, I'd say. But yeah, it's cool. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that, if I can think of stuff to say. First things first, I got some views. So thanks to anyone who viewed this, or the others, this and the other ones, the vlogs. Maybe they have like five. One of them has like 5 views, which is a lot for me. No, that's not pathetic. Shut up. It really isn't, because 5 people, it could really have helped them. You never know. Okay. Yeah. So this guy is interesting. What he says, like, he was saying something like, you can actually, like, we're actually stuck. Like, we're actually all stuck. And I thought that was interesting. Because, like, I know I've been really stuck before. Just, like, in a loop. Like, how the fuck am I going to get out of this fucking hellhole? Like, I would get better, and then, like, but it was, like, kind of not really. Like, partially, yeah, getting better. And I kept, whenever I was in my mental health thing, I would say, oh, yeah, I'm doing better. I'm getting better. And it may have been true. But it wasn't until like a year ago that I was like, okay, I'm actually getting better now. Getting better. Did I have help? Yes, I fucking did. Of course I did. I didn't I mean, I definitely helped myself, but I didn't just like 100% pull myself out of the gutter. Honestly, it's not. I mean, a gutter is not even a good analogy because it was just like a optical illusion in my mind. I mean, I just remember closing my eyes and just like just crazy. I got used to it to a point, like, which is one reason, like yesterday or a couple of days ago, I got left on red by a girl, and but I was like, this it sucks, but but like I wasn't like fuck this shit, I was like, it's hold on, I just got something I had to think about for a second. Okay, I remember. Sorry, I just had it was a personal thing. I had to just make a connection. But okay, now I'm back on track if I can. I forgot what I was talking about. So that's how it goes. Oh, he's beatboxing. So I just want you guys to know that me doing this is actually takes bravery on my part because when I was at the depths or whatever you want to call it of my mental health issues or my intense self discovery thing, I'm realizing it was more of that, like just more of like a really long self discovery. When I was at the depths of that, I was like terrified of I was like super easily traumatized, like super easily triggered. Like I couldn't watch Despicable Me, it's a PG movie. I made it through like 2 minutes of that movie, and I was like, this is too intense. This is too dysfunctional for me. So I would watch kids shows and sports. Pretty much that's I guess cooking shows. Just really chill stuff. Something that I still like actually. Like I've grown to actually like some kids shows like Arthur and stuff. And then I watch sports a lot still because I like sports. But I don't been watching those cooking shows anyway. The point was I just couldn't handle anything. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I couldn't figure out. Well, I sort of knew. Like, I did figure some of it out, but it was like, it was still really confounding to be like, I just can't even tolerate like any dysfunction whatsoever. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking of I was at work. I was barely able to hold down a job for about 8 hours a week on the weekends. And at one point there was a customer who was like yelling at his kid, and I was like that close to just like being traumatized because he was just yelling at his kid. Like he wasn't like abusing him. It was just like what's it called, like chiding or reprimanding a little bit. That's just an example. Just could not handle even that. And it was like, yeah, it felt like shit. Like, am I a man? Like, what am I? Because to be a man, it doesn't necessarily mean to have no emotions, of course. We all learn that by now. I mean, even though we maybe actually haven't learned, we know it on some level. Like, of course, real men can cry and have feelings. But on the other hand, you do want to be strong in some ways, like mental fortitude. You have to be like individual. You have to be secure in yourself. Like that is something that modern men should be able to do. And for me, that was the long, hard thing because I had no sense of self, as I may have mentioned in other vlogs. No sense of self. Like a self esteem that was 0%. So anyone could just control me. And that's why I got so fucked up in the head because it was like I couldn't even. It was like the normal pain of what's it called? The pain of something. Yikes! Forgetting shit here. This is just making me forget more, so I don't know what I'm doing. It's just when doing that, I was just cycling it out of my head, just further and further away. So might have to leave it at that for now. I don't want this to be too long. So see you later.